Assalamu alaikum, Boki. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Jello Football Bantaba platform, the home of Gambian football. It's another Sunday, and it's another Gambia football show, guys. I'm your host Chama, and as usual, my co-host Koche is with me, and regulars of the show, Seni, Kanyi, and Hamadi Kebe Space are around as well. Coach, um, Maneko Ziare Nala, welcome back.
Chama jërëjëf delloo na la ziar di la jox sa wàccuwaay bu baax a baax di nuyu Seni di nuyu Space di nuyu suñu audience national right now di leen welcome to Jollof Football Bantaba di woo Gambian football ñoo ne si beneen Sunday di Gambian football show Chama ahlan wa sahlan doxalal.
Naka ahlan wa sahlan. Wow. Boy, man ko ya te yaa ngi gis te yaa ma sansel de. Te unique laa nekk te maa ngi unique as space. Te unique ma sansel. Sa waa ji coach. Gis naa ne mu ngi def lu garaaw biir Gambia nag waaye mu ngi ko def si pet. Bugut kenn xam lu xew. Waaye mooy loolu xam naa ne léegi te affaire yëpp feeñ. Affaire yëpp feeñ. Acce. Ma ne ko te yaa ma sansel. Unique global.
Man waxuma ñu ne pat rek. waaw unique ñoo la sant ci bu baax la unique.
Badara daal waaye suma waa ji space mu ngi fi yow xam nga space moom foo nekk mu lijanti la dafa dem si daani games yi ak yooyu noonu so he knows everything going on so amul dara fi lu ñëw mën a lu nuba space ziare naa la ma ne ko sa waa ji mi ngi laaxu de si pet di def dara si pet lu xew.
waaye Mr. Chama nuyu naa la di nuyu Seni ak suma boss te di leen it's good to be back again si Jollof Football Bantaba so bu ñu am every Sunday leen dalee na jàmm déglu ñu leen amal xibaar yu neex ak waxtaan yu neex and yeah cee moom bàyyi naa ko because mayut ma best teams yëpp jox nañ ma best ba mu des cee ak man duma mel ak cee Chama best mu nekk Gambia fii bu dem ba South Korea man mii nekk Gambia aw ma jërëjëf.
waaw bu ñëw ba jabaat waaw yow wax dëgg neex yàlla yow balaa maa am sax yow waroon ngaa am wax dëgg neex yàlla.
waaw man naka la ceeb mais bés lu mos jaar.
Man de bii yaa ma ko joxe bii moom jëndu ma ko de mi ngi si suma package bi man du
ma jaar Space.
Space jëndu ma ko de.
jaxasewut la de yow ku waa Unique Global fii da ngaa wàccee so boppa nga si doo si génn de.
boo xega si ma ne gana suma waa ji Mr. Biko Seni ziyaare naa la yéen tey this week moom gis naa ne dafa gaa yi waxee Banjul neexut wala Bakaw neexut laa ko wax waaye anyways good to have you back again Seni Kanyi nakam.
Yeah, Chama, I'm happy to be here. My new coach at Space Damage, at they are currently with us. So, yeah, I'm quite happy to be here as usual, yeah.
Waaw loolu la ma ne ko maa ngi xaar suma bés si Biko bi ba léegi de léegi Space mi ngi try unique man maa ngi xaar suma bés si Biko bi ba léegi man tamit.
Dina ñëw bul worry.
No, I now just time. No worries. But again, guys, it's another Sunday, like Chen Mulengolo here. It's another Sunday Gambia football show. I'm the Gambia mom. What we do every week we have something to talk about as far as Gambian football is concerned. So that's why you every week you feel they try to discuss about young Gambian football, and this week was no different. There were some interesting stories making rounds, and I think it's good to start with that one. That is the story that was published by the Premier League with Yankuba Minteh story. It was wonderful, We don't have because we all watched that video. We all have our own, emotional feelings about how that video went. So maybe then call Lal Tutirek, but rest. But the main topics today, of course, then last league B and the FF Cup Chan team B, Space movie. So Bobo Dore in terms of the main topics, what about Chan team because they are preparing for their playoffs against Algeria coming in a couple of weeks' time. And then GFF League B this week was the FF Cup. There were some giant killings in that one. So dinañ laal boobu noonu tam waxtaanee ko Space dinañu review wal loolu nga xam mais then after si later on in the show dinañ am Badara Badara pour discuss about the BK West Sports Exchange program, where some guys who were them Germany play against some teams. So that is a very interesting thing, not something that we are used to seeing, female teams leaving the source of Gambia, going to Europe to play, which is, fascinating. But other than you about Uncle Babu having probably join on that, but that will be later on in the show. And then of course the U17 Youth League, which is also organized by B4 Ballers and then B4L Ballers, then discuss Lundam at Badara because he's very much engaged in those two things. And then after you look at some general segments about Gambian foreign-based players, see and other topics I'm feeling. But like I say, guys, I will start with the story, with the Yankuba Minteh story. We all saw the video. It was a very interesting one. Very emotional one as well. This is not something that we are used to seeing Premier League publishing like a storyline of a Gambian coming through. So, it was the first of its kind. So, but there was a lot to learn from that, I believe. So I will go to Che. Che, you're watching that video. Yo, lan nga si jangate and how can that how can that be a motivation for them? Lan moy moral lesson bi daal.
Chama loolu du xale rek ma motivé even ñun mi nga xam ne sax ñoom si football ñu nga si coaching bi sax daf ñu motivé understand parce que yaakaar naa ñun ñëpp suñu tim ñuy xëy di liggéey di dugal suñu nekka pour teral suñu bopp teral suñu ay parents la understand ñoom suñu bopp mooy suñu famille ñoo tax liggéey today xam nga but seeing someone from a very very humble background understand mun ko make to this level. I think one of the people Gambia understand. So don't go to discourage her. Waranga am the belief ne. Yes, I can do it. If Minteh can do it, why can't I do it? Understand? Then look over me, boy. Go. Gis na lu def. For drop out of school, for ni gis na yaay mu ngi struggle. Xam nga. Ni ngay dax guys yi fi rent. Xam nga. So many things go through. Go through. Mota mu gëna first time gëna rent. Te story bu bari na Gambia. Ñuy dundé non. Ak mo bari ci dëkk bi. Te so bayal Gambia so most of these good young players, they are all from very, very humble and poor background. Then today, humble. So, likan mange ñaan rek mboyo xale bo xamne yam ci dëkk bi di play. Jëlé example. Amusul lool sax even suñu play sax suñu coach suñu coach lu ma leen doon always mooy ne look at Yankuba Minteh. Do you think his talent alone more time play bright team? No, his hard work. He's very good going forward. But look at his defensive job. He does it wonderfully. No, so I think that was the youngest player in the last AFCON. He was a key player for I think last season. But right now, because teams is a problem. All because of Minteh. Because of what he's doing. So my line, so you feel that you are an attacking player. You only have to attack. Bro, football is too advanced right now. So there are so many things that someone can learn from that video, definitely. But again, it was so emotional. Yes, very emotional. Because you know the feeling. Because you don't know you go to that. So more emotional. Alhamdulillah, it is good. There's so many kids to learn. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Let me go on to Space. Space, what was your takeaway from that video? Yeah. I'll move on to Space. Space, can you hear me?
Yeah, ciao, yeah, Maladiga.
Yeah, your video will go
Yeah, to be honest, come to chair I was a little bit emotional, because Lundang explain, Lundang explain, so kabayal aka then jar la rek not only with Yankuba alone go through this, yeah, like Jay said, a lot of players in have come gone through this tey ñu ngi nekk dara si in football ba tekki teral seen waajur ak yooyu man lu ma dee faral di wax rek mooy loo munta doon sëriñam loo munta doon taalibe mu loo doon sëriñam Yankuba Minteh dafa doon taalibe football ba tey mu nekk sëriñi football waxin la ok man yaaga naa ko seetaan so gis naa yu bari comme si lu mu jaar mooy dooren bi there was a tournament moo ko first meet dama organize football tournament in Bruce bi mooy first time Yankuba ma gis ko mu play in football dafa jógee train sa seven straight team bi ñu ngi play mu ñëw last 5 minutes yi mu ñëw dugal rek score a beautiful goal team bi mujjee win again the second game tam mu ñëwaat squad bu tournament bi jee ma joxee best player bi keneen dafa ñëw bi si man rek boo dafa yaaga nekk winner mu ne ma bro man foog na man deserve na maa war a deserve best player bi donc man nga ko war a jox ma ne ko yee deserve nga ko but yow ñaari game rek a play bi par exemple yow tournament bi comme doore bi fekkeewu la ko donte am nga talent bu nga football but I think na kii moo la ko gën a deserve xam nga so ñu gis na ke kooku tey mu ngi si big stage in Europe man tam kooku dama kontaan bu baax a baax because comme mu la ko waxee rek Yankuba ñu bari xamuñ ko woon Gambie fii moo play du na comme dafa toj Gambie fii nii mu soog a dem Europe comme the likes of yeneen players yi comme ñoom Steve liñ fa tojee ñoom Ali yu neem dem xam nga bu moo nekkat because léegi-léegi bu ñëw seconde half léegi-léegi bu ñëw so nekkul ki nga xam ne comme dafa toj ligue bi waaye xam nga maye yàlla rek ak hard work moo ko maye teelum am nii so comme rek maa ngi ñaax bépp footballer boo xam ne maa ngi play si ligue bi di struggle fii ne just have to be patient nga work hard because work hard mooy yëpp du na comme sa talent rek moo la war a foog nga liggéey because players ma wax yëpp dañ liggéey comme comme ni ko waxee comme li ma ko aaree woon bu Yankuba moo feeñ rek ay players yu bari jaar nañ through this waaye tey ñu ngi nii nekk leneen si football so wax ma di ko ñaar rek di ko gën a wax mu gën a push rek because jone bu mu nekk nii nekk jone bu easy so foog nga gumboote moomu nga ba nga achieve li nga bëgg so di ko may fan bu ñaanal fan bu gudd ak wér gu yaram rek bépp Gambian player bu naka di play Europe ay play biir Gambia di la ñaan fan bu gudd ak wér nga mun a achieve sa dream si jërëjëf.
ma ne ko jërëjëf finally ma dem to Seni ma ne ko he left the Gambia from your club that was Steve Biko and Biko was heavily featured on this story, which was really, really good. The coaches, even the training ground, the fans, everybody. So it was huge. But from your perspective, logically from this story, this fascinating story.
Yeah, Chama is emotional, and you have more in mind that football can do a lot for this country, Chama. Fine, there's a lot of talent in our country, but again, the funny thing as leaders, we have to have things done, so that we can give these boys the opportunity and the platform. Fine, Minteh is now playing at the English Premier League, but again, it definitely remind that those who are currently playing in the Gambia, we have to ensure that we give them the opportunity, with better grounds, etc. So for me, I'm quite emotional. And really, therefore, indicating that hard work pays. Hard work really pays. I understand the struggles, and Tamit, as a club, Steve Biko, we are proud because this is what we want to keep doing, to give these boys the opportunity so that they'll be able to help the country and their people as well. So honestly, I'm quite happy, and then Tamit, those who are currently playing in our national league, then that hard work pays, and Tamit, guidance and time, there's no need to rush, coming to the way, like so honestly, I believe it's important. And Tamit, honestly, for me, I was emotional. And Tamit Kwame has been involved in Gambian football. It has really reminded that yes, we as leaders, we have a huge role to play to ensure that we have the status quo in a better manner. So honestly, that was it for me.
Yeah, no, definitely. You like you say, I think the emotions was running through everybody. Who said alone because I'm li yeb single angis dañ ko gisee it nak kenn ku joge Sénégal, kenn ku joge Ivory Coast, kenn ku joge and Egypt kenn ku jógee feneen di ko dee gis si suñ lifin yi, but the impact was hugely felt because these kind of companies like the Premier League or something, when they do these kind of things, they try to use the local resources to do it, right? For example, like who was the one who shot the video? Who was the one who was producing the video? Every single thing was done was Gambian. Everything, because you can see the behind the scenes. Moduba posted because he was hugely part of this. Posted Instagram, everything was Gambian. And then this video, how many people view it? For them, from did you watch the Yankuba Minteh living from everybody? So just like you said, this just one new land of football wara muna isil Gambia. Understand? So it is important to look back at those who are behind, those who are playing in the local league space. Wasn't the same thing, the emotions are natural. Everybody's gonna have those things, but the impact it has on the people of the country. Look at the fans. Everybody was being shown. The coaches, you could coach. Everybody was featured, and this was viewed by everybody from Little Gambia. So my biggest takeaway from it, of course, taking out the emotions and all those things, is the impact that it can bring to our country when we take these things seriously, when we take our football seriously. Those playing in the grassroots, those playing in the local leagues, take all these things seriously, because you never know who can bring that huge impact to your country. Like Space say, you're coming to on the touch league, we more play Gambian league. Of course, you have many want football, deep into football. People like Coach Che, people like Buba Jalo Falabowe, people like SpaceTV, people like yourself. You knew that he was a talented player, but I know about Yankuba Minteh sitting on this platform. Che this kid to play the Premier League. Do not surprise. That's when I know, because first game boom play the professional level now, because I'm not in Gambia, but you find like a Denham. So so space like just to elaborate to emphasize to back the point that Space just said nobody having go one I only know him boom to a professional. So yeah, we need to take that back home very, very serious. People who are playing back home, we need to take that, the leagues and all those things. The grounds needs to be very good, because we never know who's going to be the one that will be the next Sadio Mane and building stadiums, building hospitals, we don't know who's going to be. So we have to take these things very, very seriously. I hope the leaders up there, they are learning from this and then try to look at the impact it can bring to our country, and then we try to take it from there. But anyways, I think we have spent a lot of time here. Buba nama mere. You spend a lot of time in your time story. But it was like you say, it was an emotional one. And then I feel it's important to you learn a little bit more. But you look at them league. Let's talk about the GFF Leagues, and then this weekend there was the FF Cup space. This weekend it was the FF Cup weekend. And there were some interesting results that happened. Can you take us through what happened in the FF Cup this weekend, the first round of the FF Cup?
Yeah, I'm Jerry. Sisa Lachabo Solabo. Yeah, it was a tough weekend now. FF Cup B my round of 32. We've seen shocking results that happened, and it has been like this over the years. So by last season, there was a shock. Can focus on the team from second division, Medina United from the Union all the way with FF Cup. Barkidem Bonjala New they won the FF Cup. This time around, I'm just okay. Shocking results. We've seen Biko struggle against Canifing. Begay Nyaka Gimbo. The Biko last season went all the way to the semi-finals. Begay Nyaka championship Medina. We've seen also Tribunal United also won against Falcons, a second division team, winning against a fourth division team. Mola on how Sun football numbel so parepul pusak dengan Badara, because Tribunal they're doing good. Last season I got them on and before quarter final C. But again, with the likes of Pap Salah, it really helped in depth. Nige push Baba. We've seen Unique Global. Okay, in the last season, they went far. Guy winning for fourth round. The likes of Fortune Tab winning. So, like I said, it's going to be tough. Right now, the round of 16 Mambumlai hard, because we've seen a very strong ties teams in Bole. My BST Galaxy, they play a real Dipanjul. Bobo, let's say it's a tie of the week. It's going to be an interesting game, to be honest. Yeah, some group buñ nekk fa win da nga am si mooy the A side mooy fu ñoom fortune nekk ñoom TFT ya guy. So yeah, it was interesting, to be honest. I can't wait for the round of 16 to get started. Yeah.
So what was the biggest surprise, would you say, this weekend? CFF Cup. What was the biggest surprise? Was it the Bicol going out, or was there another big result in the FF Cup?
Yeah, the one it's the Bicol one, because Steve Bicol, like I said, last season they did well in the FF Cup. They went all the way to the semi-finals before losing on against on penalties against Medina United, champions. And again, Falcons, of course, to be honest, Falcons against RS Trending, they're bringing in a strong side. So for them losing 2-1, 2-0 lawan sa last ni bilaga mudi benasa. Given the fact that they play against the second division side, but again, nyumin na haman tanin because play si game ko dengan they play for the second division sa why yang the quality will play in the first division. Dapat dekat okay team bigan negarek. So my Falcons aktia Talen United mo magana surprise ak Steve Biko akanifi. Because I was thinking that Biko, this person poor of form with si League B. They are them pull hair put muna Badara with FF Cup B. Because this neck of last season they did well. Then very semi-finals. So game bowl again that sucked than any other game in the fourth round.
Steny, Biko, we are on your team. You have to fucking see. Yeah, first like round of 32. FF Cup, you guys are the giant killers, like you say. But definitely got it. Maneko guy definitely go. Can't finish. What is going on? What is going on at Biko right now? You guys seems to be struggling of late.
Yeah, coming up with, the results have not been great for us. Solely how we started the season and the league, we've been able to solely draw Shuba Amni. Has not been great, but again, now the focus has to be on the league because now I'm getting MC Cup B League, so league, we focus more on the league and then try to see how things will go. But the team will improve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Mine is recently. I think a couple of your players, including the goalkeeper, that is Lucas. He also left. I think he was not the only one. So you guys seems to be doing a good thing because players are going out, which of course will have a ripple effect, which will affect your team in terms of performance. So hopefully you guys will find your feet again. But let me go on to coach. Coach here, Mom, he's also very much involved in this. Yes, please go ahead before whatever you chair.
Yeah, now I'm gonna lament on because and this season send porn of form because by past two seasons when they had the likes of Adam Bojang and last season this guy Lamin Silla because season B they're conceding and they're not scoring and last season they last score when they concede and that they're difficult to not score because nyari goals tokos of Ben so this season lola nyaka struggle amoon nañ mooy Lamin Silla every game dafa bangin goal dafa dem sen kanam bi but this season abon ken ku replace Lamin Bojang this key Lamin Silla and again before Lamin Silla Adam Bojang was there banging on goals bum demé namun ko because Lamin Silla was there scoring goal so Lamin Silla dem Biko are still struggling to find that the typical final good striker again to replace Silla and again they has conceded this person player with Stony Visa he was there and they were conceding again that goal they were there and they conceded so as a whole for team dafa am a problem generally because not only the players that went gain more got struggle was they were there bala ñu gain still because they struggle for last season sen first 3 games yep lañ ñaka after ga ñew click jël comme collect last season xolé ko fa finish while this season comme ni struggle so it's overall team is more problem not only because of the players that went on trials or you said
Yeah. See, you guys, you need to fix something there then, because he's an observer of the leagues and I'm an independent observer. So you guys need to fix something there. Madam Sumawaji, Kuche, You mentioned Unique. I think their win too is very, very impressive, to be honest, because they play in Dutch Lions. Dutch Lions are currently in the top tier, and Unique. They are in this. They have been struggling until I would not say Momu confirm but they won 5-1. Back-to-back hat trick for your players. Change. But anyways, congratulations on the win. I don't know if it's okay to say it, but you are very much involved in it. You are part of the technical team. Whatever position you are there in, you are part of the technical team. So congratulations on the win against Gambia Dutch Lions. Yeah. What can you tell us? What can you tell us about Unique?
Chama, jërëjëf. Well, I think change what Unique is not much. It's just changing the environment change like not much. So it's not like them over. No. But I'm so new now. I just think them like 2 players. I'm in 7 new players. I'm not this way. So young time also have an impact in the team. Yeah, I think that the most surprising result see FA Cup being especially name I do agree. But from unique that lands. You didn't be in there. Game be come the lands first division 2, winning second division 2, and unique solid will be in the bottom half of the table. That's one. Secondly, the game was 1-1 at halftime. In your second half, unique red card. So we did. With that red card, the unique square a second goal, square the third goal. Now imagine, ban second division team mooy no match. Yangi 1-1. You know, red card the first division team, and also a very, very physical team for that matter. So I think improvement is not. I'm not trying to be biased here, but so wholly, I think unique change game be more can be surprise results. So wholly put it into context of the game. Yeah. I think football meetings. Understand? It's just like how much over that. Come go ahead when, where, how, when, and where, and what. No regular. So I think unit are doing a good job right now. Understand that? The entire technical staff have been doing a great job. Place them with they are learning and they are open to learn more. So there's nothing big there. There's not a big series happening. It's just something simple. Just changing the environment, bringing new players.
But back-to-back hat trick from Danso, which is very uncommon I would say in global football, and particularly it's common in Gambian football. Then they're gonna play am na hat trick like 6 season by 2-3 hat tricks nga they overall 6 season especially top tier but to back to back hat trick, I think that is quite special. What can you tell us about that player, Abdoulaye Danso Bobu non?
Abdoulaye Danso time we run off 20 big goals. In reality, he's that kind of player. He doesn't even need to talk about one chance. One chance. That's how good he is. He's skillful. He has speed. That's why they call him Neymar. Right now, la goals do. Even though first round is scoring 4 goals, but within 2 games, we score extra 6 goals. But he has been like that. Chance upon chance. Muna a unit more soldier chance. Time unit you compete see top 5 right now. So get a chance. They not have chance, but clear cut chances. Understand? But he's a kid. He's still learning. You have to understand that hammer. And we are also helping him. We're gonna reach potential. He has a long way to go. But trust me, he is a talent. You understand? He can go far. He can go very far. So they take I'm gonna focus on football. I'm gonna neck. He's seriously mal. Understand?
When I was you know this space because I'm sure he has been monitoring the player as he monitors almost every player in the Gambia. So space, what can you tell us about Abdoulaye Danso?
Chama quick one may put you down that lad yaga na consider since Monaco PSB welling then mu ñoo join Youth Global to be honest nekk na player boo xam ne xamul gannaaw skillful na am na doole am na eye for goal comme ni ko cee waaye dafa struggle si first round break tamba teams were going on his way but player boo xam ne la comme ragalu dara daf laa jël 1v1 tànkaam bi nee na am na doole lu ma gën a neex si moom pour mu ko defee man flank play bu dem kanam di jël te kon man dama leen nak sa play flow dafa mel ne comme player bu nekk fii nii rek this TFG mooy Jack Posisi they are similar type of players xam nga so same type of player okay he's a fan la to be honest I don't know why ñu ko gaaw si selection si mooy order twin saka last passé nii to be honest he's one of the best wingers yu ñu am si league bi comme like I said pour mu jël la ku day xalaata sax he's a fine player yaakaar naa Australia yeah he's a good player to be honest
yeah but like you say first round things we are not going his way. He scored 4 goals. Of course, if he keeps this kind of form, he score hat-trick every single time. I'm sure when we pick another 20, at the end of the day, football is all about low guy defeated that. And like he's been in exceptional form. I hope it continues. I don't know, like my guy guy unigi guy. But I'm not just that.
He was selected in the preliminary team for the last 20. But then got dropped the final list. We never forward. He was there last 20. Okay. My surprise this time around, Luther didn't go to Chan team. That's my surprise. Because Chan team is the home base players, and I think it should be selected based on form and performance. Because Ebikini Ntanza P. Pamuruson Nyona. With 2 games to play, right? Understand? BST. I know the pedigree. I understand the level of but I believe that this is not a call to the chanting. It's not that the fact like Mangi unique. No. That's not it. But so just in fairness, woman you select in the final squad. But at least he deserves a shot in the new World Cup because Lolo Congo, even in world football, it's very hard to score. Understand? Back to a hat-trick, especially in football in Gambia. So I think if I decide on you or invite Komunyo to join the national team, it's not chanting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for sure, if he's continuing doing what he's doing, probably very soon, none of the football. So
yeah. Yeah, Michael, you segue into the Chan team actually because Fufula don't move to, but you're Langasi 2 team. So Space, let's talk about the Chan team selection. The game is coming. It's going to be on the 3rd May. So that is May. That is Saturday coming next. The next Saturday, Busitopa, and it will be the first time the Gambia will play on home soil, a competitive game for a very long time since 2021. I believe 2021. Yeah. So that's 4 years. 4 years now. Which is, of course, people are looking forward to that game because that is the only hope we have as a country now to qualify for something, at least the male side of football. That is the only chance we have to qualify for a competition. And it will be the first time Gambia qualify for the CHAN. It is a very, very important game for the country. And the team has started, coming together and then started training. So what can you tell us about the CHAN and how important do you think this game will be for the country? Space.
Yeah, Chama, Jerejef, once again, Bugay do train man ñaari yoon la fa dem afana 1 week lañ train. So I went there twice seen training bi but you fay dem du ma am the full house there boy because of league bang yo am na place so xamne before seen game bi du ñëw train ci wa seen day game du ñëw train. So guys they still yet to have the full house pour mëna am that proper training bu guys soxla. But again the good thing is yes we are playing home establish temporarily allowing to play for is going to be a good thing for us. But lulu boom len bunta nago because play at home it's an advantage, but again it's a pressure because we all know how African football is, especially in Gambian supporters new supporter when our team is playing home then they bugadi gis everything 100% in any against any team when you play. So playing home and it's an advantage degala because namanain ko some years playing ko the Chan team going to play with the first team will play for. Yeah, it's good, but it's a pressure. So lumanya gara kom nindal relax fancy time rek fancy mom ken mung la control. So dañu def lu len neex lu len la ñoo wax. And again the good thing is on the other side moy I've seen Pamod Sohna being called che wax na mi di Pamod Sohna comme give some play 2 or 3 games, but compared to mun wax bu kini ba neema bi bu Pamod Sohna bi bu fana la comme personally comme man dañ ko solo because team bi amote natural 10 player. So ko bàyyi suñu games yëpp Adama Kante of fortune lañ fa def nekko 10 player he's not that creative player boo xam ne comme war na fa nekk si sport boobu noonu. So dañ solo the likes of mooy Pamod Sohna he's a match winner he creates. To be honest, he's one of the most creative players we might see league despite the few game you play in league. But we all know Pamod done the well before more gain a feeling you setan I personally am setan nako. So ñëwaat na back he is yet to be 100% fit, but so amee loolu comme daf do dimbali bu baax even though with this short period of time I think that he deserves a spot see for because even I've talked with some of the players si Chan team ñoom sax dañ ma demal ko digga kii waroon nañ ko télé andi bi si first round bi. So more like how important Pamod Sohna is suñ Chan team boobu especially in that role boo xam ne comme dañ fa struggle suñ midfield bi foofu suñ board Lexi we've seen ne kon dañ fay teg players boo xam ne foofu seen role. So having Pamod Sohna and played at home I think it's a good thing. Yeah,
it's a good thing. Name them si squad bi. Yeah, Che, go ahead.
Space pour ñu sa ñu baña misunderstand tomorrow way regarding Pamod Sohna woman warin ko jël understand he someone we need. You are very right because he's talented. The moment rek moy ni ñoo na bu yaawut jël nañ ko Neymar scored double hat trick. I think he deserves a shot too. I'm not trying to compare the two. Levels are not the same. We all know what P can do. He's not going to play now. Remote dinga de Gloucester. La play now. Monyom life is by New United. Anyom lefo. Nyom no play now. Same team. Guy win adu new guys on. So I know how good it is. Pumulera punya punya what the fuck around. They want to play. They would know that. No.
Yeah, no, you are right. Talking about the wingers, we've seen gis nañu suñu board Lexi mooy Omar Jom of GPA board Lexi played. So having him back again because xam naa ne he was a starter well before muy gaañu. So board Lexi played. He was the best player to be honest suñu Chan team boobu balaa ñoo dem suñu test games yëpp he scored 3 gram bi the day before because I was there. So he didn't play board Lexi. So having him back dafa mel ne come a new additional player for him. So talking about the wingers, yes, Danso is doing fine. Delivering score. We've seen other wingers too. Malawar of TMT is also scoring, delivering at other wingers too. But again, wingers this guy Nabi from Marimo, form league, so he's also scoring. So Hamna John is there played board Lexi, so that's no dimal. And again, one of my wingers Miguel form, so he's also there. So Sigatal dal like I said man role bobu la gisone ko fofu lañ gëna nit moy that 10 role that creative role dafa lagon ci team bi. But other than that like you said it's good your Lingasia is also good. Yeah,
no definitely I kind of agree sir. Because I think if you remember well after the game lachi wana la question bobu nono we played 2 games, we did not score a single goal. We had to, them penalties and then win the game on penalties. And if you watch the game, it was a very boring game in terms of there was not a lot of chances going either side. At least Gambia, I'm on in a few chances, especially when we played in Senegal. I'm on in a few chances where we should have scored. But otherwise, it was more of a, keeping it clean sheet, like Alaji Sar said. There was not a lot of creativity coming from the team. So yes, Pamodu I'm very excited also to see him in the team as well. But again, Kelumawa is a valid point as well. He only played 1 game or 2 games. At the end of the day, I'm sure it's about the pedigree because of the type of player he is and what they think he can bring to the team. But if look at the way football fair out. If somebody says for this I put negative team, maybe you mentioned that. I will not say that is the case, but sometimes you need some players and then you put aside who deserve what, but what the team wants. Understand? And Pamodu, Understand? I believe he can give the team something different to what we had in that team, especially when he is fit. Understand? Especially when he is fit. I know, I know he don't train. Bala mo si league, he was training very well in Morocco. Don't train regularly. I was talking to him all those times. Understand? So he was training quite a lot. So hopefully, he did regain that top fitness we want, match fitness boom sohla, because of match fitness la nyaka. But we can just train like you know match fitness we la nyaka boom ko am right now at BST, and then he's having an impact in the league. Everybody is talking about P wala la nekay def ci league wala la is you know, which is exciting. Hopefully that impact he can bring it. Why we bring him into the Chan team, is to help the Chan team progress, and then he bring in something new, and hopefully he will bring that to the team. Yeah, but talking of the squad, Alaji Wale, gisuñ ko si training pictures si, and he was somebody who, last month, Momo, GFF Football about SpaceTV Player of the Month, and I think you mentioned ne, soxla nañ ko si team bi ni, understand? Because of also again goals, mo nekkoon problem bi, te Alaji Wale daf dee score goals, understand? Last time bi nga explain on ne daf nekk fa woon because of dafa demoon trials ak noonu, so bu moo ñëw dafa xaloon na late. But right now, Gusing Kosi team, why do you think that is the case? Do you expect to see him, or is it like the team has been decided yet? What do you know about the squad yet?
Yeah,
Yes.
Cham. Talking about Alhaji Wali, we've talked about him the last time we told in a comment. Not him alone. I mentioned Momlak, Dauda Dabo of this fortune, and I would love to see them chanting because of the form they've picked recently. Like I said, Sokobai soon strikers like ñaari games yep they didn't deliver to expectation because okay so training ground they were scoring goals but after the tournament they were not scoring, but again we were not creating enough chances for them to score. Digala am na chance ñu whenever you, but that creativity mi ngi lakoon na comme suñ team bi. And again like I said not only him they both ñun ñaari ñu rek mooy this guy Musa Gay of BST, but again break out sense striker mooy this guy mooy Seydi Bojang tam recently mi ngi dem down. You've seen but bu ligue bi dooree moom mooy nekk 4 goals mi ngi jëloon 4, but from there still mi ngi am si 4 goals. So going forward nana suñ kanam bi also need an adjustment. Like I said like Alhaji Wale I believe nag waroon nañ ko am foofu wala Dawda Dabo. They are good, they fit form. Like I said ko football form la soo jëlee form war nañ laa mën a assi. And our 2 strikers like they are similar type of strikers comme ñoom ñaar dañu xala xel match because ñoom center forward rek they are not that clinical in front of goal. Like I said the last time here guy musuñoo more than 10 goals si league bi because Gay, yes he's a fine striker, for instance good striker la am na taxawaay na car mashallah, but again he's not that clinical compared to the likes of comme mooy Aliou Bari. Like I said Aliou Bari waxoon naa ne comme if he is fit mu pare I would love to see him there again mooy Gera Diouf tamit because of his experience. But just na si coach bi moom moo xam yan yokkute la moo defu si team bi ak ñoo xam ne comme ñu ko mën a dimbale. Dëgg la def na benn adjustment mooy P ñëw na war nañ ko laaj nañ ko about goal heart bi tamit mu tax mu asiko mu ne okay pour in case of injury or stuff like that moo tax gars yi asiko. So again I don't think that he will make a lot of changes si squad bi. He's going to be loyal to some of his players. Looking at the things, how things are going in training ground, and knowing Alhaji Sarr ak bala tournament di relationship ak raxu players yi xam na am na yeneen place yoo xam ne comme I don't think ne comme na leen drop. He's gonna loyal with them mu dem ak ñuy noonu. Yeah, but having P there man, to be honest boobu rek it's a good one.
It's a welcome addition. Yeah, definitely. Seni, do you have anything you wanna share on the Chan team, or if you have any question for Space regarding the Chan team? Seni.
Yeah, just a quick one. I think about that we're playing at home again since 2021, and I believe in having that as well. Didn't help them. We're playing against Team Bomb. They were in the last Chan final, so I believe the test didn't make a huge one, but with the addition of some of the players who that will help as well, because Gambia has never been to the Chan. Normally see 4-stage blended talk. So this one considers to be into the last stage of the qualifiers. Lola, I believe, didn't help them. And time it's made the opportunity, to go to the Chan. these boys will have the opportunity, to sign beyond the Gambia, and will didn't make a win for us. So for me, no matter what is, good luck to them, and hopefully, you try win home game, because that's the most important.
Yeah, definitely. Che, anything to add?
Well, Chama, I think you've made something very important. When scoring goals is our problem. Understand? I think going for nice and by hella, emphasize that. Understand? See players. I think it's very, very important. But I'm not more like space. There's this kid at Fortune. I think he wears number 25. Very short boy. A winger, very skillful. Is he started say chanting?
If you're talking about Jala Moy, the left footer with Devon Feeney, audience a few years ago.
No, he right footer. I'm going to play left. Usay.
Okay. You're talking about Ali Usay. Yeah, he's a fine player, a fantastic player, to be honest. Lately pick the form don't enough game time but send he's having played time he deliver bigger score. But again Chan team we all know over the years the Chan team mostly after the players who have experienced players and Algerian league bi ñom leen day may chance enough pour ñu understand because this guy Ali Usay am na long way to go rek ci carrière maybe dañ ko xara again position on 20 bi or so or 23 who knows, but like I said, he's a fine player but comme mako wéré I think he is content with the wingers he has given the fact that Jom is coming back it's a good addition, a new addition to the team because play out on both legs. So having Job, Fofana and Abdurrahman Job, he needs to step up. He's very good. I'm not telling, but the again I because I know him. The push Buba get negative because I'm all the qualities pour succeed. He's a fine player. Left foot again. So I think that he needs to push more, because man personally I know him because I'm not satisfied because I'm now Lumun. So what now push but I'm going all the time come push you can do it. Nani Abdurrahman Job.
Anyway, Chama putting stuff about if it can be man according to Numa Dega, remove passport issue. We were not to get by now, but because of passport issue, I'm going to be put by I'm putting passport of the agent things like that. So man go Dega, how much space we Dega now? I'm one of them. So passport room apply on for it's completely different. So you can look at the issue right now. So we can sort out if you documents. Okay, Manta this chant team Chama. Always I think outside the box. And you're not doing the chair mom, but now for the chanting vitamin, the technical development committee will full always. They will get this opportunity live with them in the wild under 20 scouting. Ulma. You know, prepare when the world not prepare under 20 in the eye players, mu check lane. Because there are so many players who you play chanting. They are below the age, they are within the age bracket to place under 20. And there are also young players who have the commentary Masi Ali Usay the space do understand. Masi Nema unique. Again, Hale young the league. Moon on the opportunity to Muna Prondolo, of the Prondolo, City Chantimbi, Yoga, that is the young yard, Muno prepare together. Come on, up to stadium. You train I'm just using themselves. Lord, not a life with a league of the young. Going for under 20 or under 17, if I'm every year. So Pullman, GFF, running look at that angle, to prepare on the 20 way. Use a chance to work on with that. Lola on the first of all, our pull. It's very important. So, Siri, you are close with light. So, I think light and what I'm going to emphasize though. Mujel Chan pushing the one to Bilal under 20. Yeah.
Space, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah. Idea, but I don't think FFP then goes what a for team, my Chan team be on a 20 be si bena saison ni comme gos so ko bayal am pour de cham chanti
Voilà, moi, c'est voilà. Nous, nous duñ campuñ. Comme on l'a dit, notre
wa da do pass da do pass da equipment si ball si ak yoy
bro pass to me bro je ko no pass bro da nga mutu
pour de chanti mi pour de am comme they are struggling inside like I mean because when I training ground they are struggling. I talk with some of the moy lol da but they are struggling very comme in Gambia am chanti mi comme ko way teewon ko mo jara fayalin ko because soko bayal am chanti mi di buñ jube bu ñew sax do day gis hype bi comme like on 20 bi hype bu am ay gis comme ni def ay comme gathering am ñu am xamal jappale ndoy ak yoy tam flag bi ak yoy comme that ceremony bu amon sunu du ko gis ci chanti mi why because on 20 bi comme ngeen play on suñ qualify ngeen play World Cup e ñabo okay is good for them why chanti mi comme duñ ko def fayal teewon ko mo dara amane nek ci training gram day gis so they are struggling pour wala dega so Gambia sigal da suñ chantim comme faydaluñ ko so ay magay ñaan dara gam gaji matra at least ñu at least jappale chantim bi at least pomple was team bi rek la des mom la des right now bi mo ñu mëna sigil so nañ def anything luy am pour chantim ñu mbek ko ga qualify wa dañ leen nak la dañ leen bay ci bir man luma jota gis man am ci training gram bi ak luma nek di dega am lu watara ñenay faydaluñ chantim
Yeah, okay. Space, any final words su ko defee ñu bàyyi la Badara mu ñoo xaar si background bi su ko defee ñu jël ko moom tamit ñu mën a waxtaan about a couple more topics. Any final words yoo bëgg a share ba pare ñu bàyyi la nga dem.
Yeah, Chama, di nek kontaan rek si kado yu fi jota siya leen it's good comme ñu am this kind waxtaan pour okay ñu ñoo déglu ñu si dikkat bi am xam lu nekk yow because li lépp lu ñoo def yëpp pour jëm kanam football Gambia la nekkul fii pour ngaaña kenn wala pour wàccee kenn ki nga xam ne wala comme ñu laa jëm dimoot au so dañ nekk di wax dina ñi nga xam ne comme loolu leen fil comme moo yóbbu suñ football kanam because at the end of the day yëpp Gambia la so loolu laa woon rek am ne xel mu tut leneen lu fi rafet rek nga xam ne si yàlla la lu fi ñaaw nga xam ne si man la ma lay tàggatoo leen jërëjëf.
Thank you, Space. You'll be in the after. I'm next week. Then we'll waxtaan more. But of course, we will keep in touch over the course of the week. You take care, man. Thank you very much for the update. Yeah. Okay. Space them now. So now we're gonna have our second guest, which will be another very interesting one. We have Badara Pulo, BK West, B4L Youth League. To discuss a couple of very interesting topics that what is it. So I will just bring him in. So and then we will take it from there. Smawaji, Badara, ziare nala.
Ciao. Amasa koto biyabi.
Wow, sma koto biyabi. Ne sona sma koto bi de. Lolu mo ko yena ngude ache. Bala dem ga sma koto bi.
Yabi used to be a very shy guy. So I'm not Fundore, like years back when we used to pull into meetings. And then you saw that very funny anecdote. You know, those days were a little bit crazy at that time. So we had this interview with Bena online TV, online radio actually. So mom, he was supposed to speak from the Gambian man, mom, and one of our friends, say, camera. So yeah, we knew everything down. So I'm now with them a little Google research. Like, which government critic those days, yeah, with them offline
yang toj kasi de du mana gulol nonu but
I don't say who camera will be laughing sincerely.
Bye lulu bul toj kasi smo koto bi nak bul toj kasi smo koto bi
Cool guy.
But it's good to have you. It's good to have you around. Welcome to the platform again. I'm on Lenafi. I think last year alone was the last time we had you. It's been like
What on 7?
That was last year. Dragon last minute. Very October, was it? Yeah, October, November, something like that.
What 17?
Yeah.
So why you guys have some interesting things going on? BK West, of course, you have been in the headline in the past, but this time, there's this post exchange program going on with the guys. you know, mostly it was mostly the boys going to those to that cup in Germany. But this time around, the girls going, which is very, which is a huge development. And then of course we have the youth league scheduled to start soon. But we can start with the girls school program or the UK West Sports program. What can you tell us about this program?
Tama, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here and to share with your audience the Girls Can Play initiative. It was on the 2023, we went with the boys to the Lawola Cup. And then during that tournament, we had this eye opener. We saw a lot of female teams across the world from America, other parts of the world. We knew on the tournament bit. It was really exciting and stuff. So from there, we were given the opportunity to have more than one spot. That was the boys, and then hopefully have another team, the girls put guy new. So 2020 for new continue main priority be this summer be because we've been having this girls initiative around there from our within swing network with our partners like Jarisu and Davos FC, Brikama. They all have female teams. Some are even participating. Yakar, of course. Some are even participating in the first and second division. So last year we wanted to bring the girls for the Laola, but then with the Gambia visa sanction on the 45 days, it was really tough. And then there was MTU we moved on your swing boys here. We were supposed to take part in the MTU Cup in November. But then the guys we were having test games since last year, and then we started a fellowship program late last year. 6 months fellowship program. Girls from our various networks were taking part in the fellowship called the Girls Can Play initiative. Because beyond the footballing aspect of it, like sports, we saw that it was giving girls the safe space. For instance, when we started at Kafuta, we had girls coming all the way from Foni who play football, and then through that process, the transformation, a confidence building, being Gisne, girls playing football, like some of the positive things that it was bringing to them, and then it was really exciting. And then come beginning of the Gisne, they were very shy, but before the end of the program, you have that confidence in them. They can speak on their own, symbol and a whole lot of things. Yeah, it's like a rare thing in among Gambians, especially Jigen, people are really shy. Sometimes they want to express and bother. And then they just dealing with these girls. Sometimes you figure out some of the problems that they're facing at home. Then they want to with schools providing them scholarship and things like that. And then we had this initiative more giving them sanitary equipment. Like we have this part poverty. If you're into activism or maybe dealing with girls, you would know some of these things. And we do provide those things. I'm on library and stuff that we've been giving them those materials like monthly, give them this sanitary equipment and stuff. And it was really good. And then give them like fellowship bit and bingo launch it like every week or 2 months. They will come. We will treat a particular topic. Maybe take on public speaking. Tomorrow, the following week, we will select another topic, all towards empowerment, like empowering them. And then it was really good. And then sometimes we'll have test games whereby they'll play football, do those exhibition games. So it began to be we always had that plan of bringing them over to come and experience another life. So and then
Yeah. So program, what will they expect to do in the program when they go to Germany? What will they be engaged in?
it's a continuation of the fellowship. When they come to Germany, we have like a day set aside for an empowerment summit where we will bring various expert speakers to speak on various topics of empowerment towards women empowerment, especially in sports and general well-being of women. And then the other party, they will take part in various workshops focusing on various topics, all geared towards the empowerment and also this cultural experience, like seeing that another life different from what they have. And then we have some of the girls playing in the first, second division. They're 18 and they never had the opportunity to have this trials opportunity. Most of the trials we in the boys them play. So normally we don't have that for the girls. So we through our partnership in Frankfurt and some of the clubs in the Frankfurt area, in the Mannheim area. So we're having test games with some regional teams, first division, second division teams for girls. Our girls will play with them because some of them are national team players like Woody, Minteh. They've already played in the national team. Some of them have participated in the school tournaments internationally, and they're 18. So we are facilitating like a trial opportunity for them to meet these clubs. Beyond the group games that they're playing, they're also going to train with these teams, all to showcase the exceptional footballing talent in the Gambia, to give them that opportunity. Because when they see them, they will know, okay, just to put that spotlight on female football in the Gambia. Yeah.
So which makes it very important for the team that is going to represent the country, right? What is going to represent the Gambia? Because like you say, it's about empowering. And when you're talking about empowering, you're not going to focus on who is the talented one, who is not the talented. You're just trying to empower girls in general. But at the same time, you have a tournament going on. It's important. I think you have players who are very experienced and then they're going to participate in football tournaments. But how about the selection, the makeup of the team? Is it mainly like girls who are going to play football? How many are expected to go actually?
Okay, 13 are coming. So this was how it was done. We had like open trials of we invited technically almost all the teams, first division, second division, and even some third division teams. And the selection was very fair, even though we could have just said, let's take everyone from Kafuta or Bakwate, our partners at Davos. But we're like, so this was what we did. We brought coaches. And that was the preliminary one. They looked at a game was played, it was recorded. These were independent coaches. Like Coach Buneka, let's say right half back, Kanmo is a choice. We've been the center back. That was the first time most of them were meeting. And then we looked at those numbers, like Nyata Nyo select this particular person for this. That was how the team was made. But of course, we had like a quota. Some other were playing football, but not to that high level. But they were doing football as a hobby or whatever, like providing them that safe space. And then through that, we had a selection criteria that some that were selected, one or two that took part in the fellowship program, just to make it general, like cross-cutting, not just people aspiring to be professional footballers, but the fact that we can use football, that time that they're playing football, in providing them that safe space. So that was how it was done. So most of the games that we were having were exhibition games, so that you can see really talented footballers as part of it. And then the other, because the initial criteria was even they were all supposed to be under 15. So when we got to the field, some girls came and maybe miscommunication and stuff. And then okay, what to play because Linian was on you in the and stuff. Then if you see those kind of things, then they have a key munda football or something. That's why maybe they on play or stuff. And then we discussed within ourselves. We realized that okay, these girls, some of them are turning 18, and then already this is an opportunity for them to be seen by these big clubs in Europe. And then nobody knows, because last time we had this Africa Cup in Frankfurt, there was a girl from, I think, Kenya who took part for one of the teams and then was invited for to train with Frankfurt. So next could be our girls from Gambia.
Yeah, that can be the case, definitely. But I think the branching act is a quite a difficult one, like you said, because you are trying to empower at the same time. You are trying to put up a good team that will represent, and then try to sell the image of the country as well. So it's going to be a difficult balancing act there. But hopefully, like you say, you guys can get what you wish for from that. The girls can go there, show their talent, and then whoever is watching there, they can see the talent that is available, or that can be that is available in the Gambia. So yeah, Che, do you have anything to add on that before you move on to, or you have any question for Badara before we move on to the youth league?
Well, man, li ma bëgg a laaj rek mooy li lay yaxal yoon yu bëri mel nii boo opportunité dafay bëri saa yi ne fi daan am su am xabu ne once rek xale yi dem daw bu waa réew si bi mu yaaw bu dal na kii nii dal na coro yoonu xale Amérique am xale bu fa jot a daw on a saan bëri na yoon bëri yaa ngi ko fi am bi Ivoire amoon nañ ko bu góor la Amérique mu yaaw so ndax yéen a ngi prepare pour loolu noonu pour xale yi su gaa waree daw ak yooyu noonu because it's very important ngeen bàyyi si xel loolu.
Yeah, it's I remember the Hale anyway from 2023, the first question that the embassy asked. Oh, I hope all of them were back. We're like, yeah. So you're familiar with our project, 2018 Boy You Demon to participate in the Alliance Cup. They're back 2023, so some of them even went with the U15, and then individually, we've been facilitating boys coming on this exchange program. Recently, we have Loom training with Frankfurt, Hoffenheim, and some other teams. Yeah, we've been putting measures, and it has been working well for us. And then we've been doing the orientation, I think, very well. Like these girls, they've been with us for a year. The fellowship started like 6 months ago, the official fellowship. But they've been with us. Just a few days ago, I was looking at the pictures, been done the first trial. It was like 1 year ago at Bucks Bar. That was like last week. So yeah, we're putting in those strict measures because Komnokohe is important, and then we're not overlooking those things because just one of those incidents, like Munna Yahal, a lot of people to come. Imagine a New Demon 2018, so another one, we would not be here talking about it. Even 2023 New Demon, so that one, we will not be here talking about this thing because it's just gonna crash the entire project. So we are very well aware of it, and then we are putting very strict measures in trying to avoid because Dome Adam Doko they not predict. But so far so good. It's been working very well for us, and then we hope it continues because at the end of the day, Liso Dawerangaya has a bob. So at the end of the day, there is a whole lot of things because now we live in this digital age. Your fingerprints are everywhere. Your pictures, everybody knows you. And the police, everyone will be involved. So at the end of the day, Yahangas a family, and then a whole generation of people coming. At the end of the day, your Lutanga you will never achieve those things.
Yeah.
America, I'm not going to you I'm not going to do so I'm the fake crazy. It's good and buying and sell waba. Then you see how them what textile home
yeah. So going forward, this will be an annual thing, like this fellowship program. Is it annually? And how about the funding? It's not easy funding a lot of girls or a lot of a package of people going from the Gambia. How is that working?
Yeah, it's very tough, very tough. We want to make it annual, like boys. You bring them on 2018, have COVID pneumonia one, and then everything just crashed. But then we reignited it in 2023. And then last year too, we had a project to participate in MTU, which was like the dream cup of technically not only like I think we tried to dream Rekafamuzona participate from Africa and then even Europe. Like if you were following my post, Manglon Troll, the Barcelonas and stuff, it was a tournament that the brightest players that we are seeing right now, Musul Manfakle, Nyam Kimik, Nyam Musiala, and Kobe Mano, Manchester, and a whole lot of these kids played in that tournament. So it was a dream tournament. And this year we're hoping to attend it. Last year we had that issue about the timing of the visa applications, and then we had to put up a team in Europe to participate, more Gambian descent, of African descent to participate. And the good news is one of the goalkeepers even who played for us signed for Bayern Leverkusen. So imagine we had like kids from Gambia to play in that tournament. Even Aliou Drame playing for the U17 now. I was following the highlights the year before. He played for Barcelona. But for Flagwis, I didn't even know he was Gambian until when recently he was scouted, and then I saw that. So funding is tough, but Alhamdulillah, we've been managing, and with our partners, left, right, and center. Sometimes individually we dip it from our pockets because we believe in the project, and then hopefully we believe it will be a sustainable project in the future because it's like a marathon race. So beginning with a day Jaffe, and then we believe with the sacrifice, with the partnership that we are putting in place, hopefully a lot of stakeholders would come on board, and it will be a sustainable project. Maybe in the next 2, 3, 4 years, when we look back, things are working, and then when you have fun for Dore.
Well, money. So then do dips and pocket individually. It's not gonna be sustainable. So it's very important.
It started with that. So now we started having small partnerships and stuff. Like last year, we had this support from the government, but the boys didn't go. So, and then also our local partners in Frankfurt have been very, very, very helpful. This year, the city council is supporting us full time with most of the expenses that we would incur. And of course, we're doing local fundraising. That's not very loud with the speaker, but knock on doors.
Yeah.
Send
So you have to
a letter sa si ñoom cee maa ngi xaar suma koto bi ñu
ñan ñooy ñoom ci ñan la
no ma ne even si ñoom cee send naa fa benn letter
fan la
ñan
affiché
ñooy
wala
ñoom
uni
ci
la nekk de.
ci mooy
no man when I
Wow.
say cee I'm talking about Unique Global not Africell
ci ñu la ci ñu li ci officiel ci ñu la wala ci groupe
benn mu ngi ñëw cee groupe
ah
yeah, but like I said, it's tough raising funds, but we believe it will be sustainable in the next few years. Lola Nyandal. Hopefully, very soon, boy, you don't sign contract 1, 2, and then everything should work well, inshallah.
Yeah. How about the challenges? How about you? Because you have done this now for a while. What are the biggest challenges? Of course, funding maybe might be the one, but what are the other challenges other than funding that you guys are facing?
No, funding is definitely number one challenge.
Mhm.
The other ones, mom, they would always come left, right, and center because Lee is like creating ambassadors between the boys to come. Let's say most of them they're very well mannered kid, exceptional. But then sometimes along the line you face one or two challenges. Come no sustainability, especially in terms of performance, especially with the boys. Sometimes you will see certain performance will drop left, right, and center. But those are things that I think this is why we're doing the project. You cannot have everything 100%, especially sometimes dealing with these kids attitude wise and stuff. You try to help them improve in a whole lot of stuff because you just don't want the, let's say, just the good, even the bad, you transform them into the good. Like the girls also, where you started with some of them. Continuity is always a problem, but we've tried so well in maintaining that standard. And then, like I said, with time, when the standard is fully maintained, those challenges would come, but we will be able to overcome them easily. And sometimes dealing with parents too is difficult, but Lulu, you expect some of those things. But funding is number one challenge, of course.
It's the biggest challenge, definitely. Anything Robuga share on that before we move on to the under 17 Youth League that set to start?
Yeah, we like this is what we do. I'm so excited about this because it's the first of its kind for us dealing with girls, and then it's like a transformative journey. Come Nuko Babu don't want beginning be these girls to even stand in front. Put Munawah, it's a problem, but now they can even face the camera to say Lumbugawa freely, and the fact that that safe space has been created for them is really good. It's not coming about transformation during the process. Like some of the girls, we took them to the skill training, the Nekunjidem school, engaged them into their skill training program, and we were able to get them back to school. Like they were not really playing football, and which has been very fulfilling. So holy, where you started with these girls and then Funyakate and then looking forward to the future, what you're hoping to achieve with this. It's good for our communities. It's good for our country. Like I give you this example. When we had that accident in Kafuta in January, a lot of some girls passed away. Their football fans coming from the field that we could run into them. Some of them are disabled for life. And then a lot of parents had issues with girls going to watch football. Like play mom, no, that's not even the point. To even go and watch the football games. So but some things positive things like this would encourage, we believe would encourage them. These are girls who are their friends and stuff, some parents in Nyaka and Sisendam. Like these are things that would encourage them. Okay, there's something good in playing football. Like I always debate about this Sibanta Babi. Football has the potential to bring a lot of good to our community, to the Gambia. We've been citing the case of Yankuba and a whole lot of people. Football Me, I talk to the authorities. I tell them some of these things. When was the last time the government did spend a project worth $1 million in Bakau? Adama Bojang's money went back out, even though we would not know the exact numbers sometimes, but it's in millions. Yankuba, of course, Bakote. You look at recently, Francis, he didn't even kick a ball yet for Houston. How much did Sibano made out of that? So if we can do that for the girls also, generally for our communities, football Amna could change a lot of things for the Gambia. And I want the authorities to know that beyond everything, like football is one sport that unite everyone under one God in the Gambia. Some are Christians, some are Muslims, some believe in other things. Senior football, it's had the power to pull everyone under one umbrella. And when it comes to girls football, we've seen other countries are cashing on it big time. Why not Gambia? So if we put up the good foundation, dinañu mën a yóbbu fu sori dina mën a change a lot of things for Gambia. We witness in this, like the little changes, not just a girl who was not going to school, but because of football, you can get her back to school. Because of football, go like convince them janga métier and stuff. So this is a good thing. So if we can do this on a large scale, then I'm gonna solve a lot of problems that we're facing in the country, health-wise, a lot of other social issues that are affecting us in our community. Football, I'm not dollar for change, the gory, you have to say.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. We move on to the final one, which is the B4L Youth League under 17. A very interesting league. I think this will be the second or third year.
No, the second edition. The first one was the under 15.
It was the under 15. So yeah, but anyways, let's take it from there.
We're doing those small leagues under 13, under 14 here and there.
Okay. Can you give us a summary of the B4L Youth League?
Yeah, after the 2023, after the Lawala, because from our boys were primarily from Jarisu and Bakote BKWS, we saw the need. We need to expand this. Like we wrote a proposal, sent it to the federation. We actually even met them to talk about it, and then we started with the U15. We had like 20 teams that came from, but mostly from West Coast KM region. We had a successful first league, not just this regular tournament of, let's say, a month or two. It ran almost a year, like a full season, just like how this, because we had like two groups, each group under 10 teams. They all played together, and then from there we went to the knockout stages, and then the final was played February. Lahaba played against Jarisu Lahaba 3-1. So the second one, boys didn't start on though. Most of them were like 14, 13, 15. So it ran into the second year. So there were more than 15. And then Binko started, we saw the demand. A lot of teams did not participate in the inaugural one. And then, they've been monitoring, reaching out your next one. I know we had like day tournaments, 1 day, 2 day, like tournaments for the smaller categories, because we wanted to keep these kids engaged. So under 15 league begins 9 the WAFU, we had like 3 kids from the league, from various teams that participated in the WAFU. And then this AFCON also, we had again 3 kids that played in the under 17. So this time we expanded. So when we called for teams to come, we had like almost 78, I don't know, 80 teams that expressed interest, like grassroots teams. Some of the teams we don't even know, but some of these traditional grassroots clubs that we have in the Gambia. So through that, we set up criteria because we just needed 24 for our start. Initially, we said 12, but it was going to be difficult. So we pushed it like expand the criteria. Then you 24 teams, and then it's starting tomorrow. And we have like 24 teams that are participating. Group Bunai coming in about 6. So we're doing this, and then hopefully come over here, because the last team that was supposed to participate in the MTU was selected from the under 15. Like the best 11 was selected from the under 15. Because most of these teams each had like 10 teams, because no team had like 2 players. Like we maintained, because sometimes it's difficult putting up these selections, but we had to really take the best of the best for the MTU. This time, after that, we had like a series of test games, a series of scouting events with, of course, Modustic, Ibanor, and some other scouts, Midenio, and then they were requesting videos about certain kids and stuff. So we had like interesting line of activities even when the league was going on. And then just some of the kids are being monitored. There are progress about the kids. That was a kid that participated in one of the trials who actually is going on a trial to a European club. Like he's under 17. So the need is there. Hale am football. So when you put the spotlight on them, a whole lot of things can come out of it. Like I always debate about this thing. Now you see an unknown kid from nowhere and he just may play somewhere else because some of the things that were lacking in football was database. So the B4L league, that is one of the things that we very much focus on. Like make sure we record the games, have data about the kids, and then create highlights when it is needed. And it's the same thing that we want to continue with this one. Because right now we have a lot of players. People saw them play once. Maybe they had just one video. They want to see a continuity of that because they're not 18 yet. They cannot sign pro contract, maybe just pre-contract. But it's exciting to see these clubs asking about a particular player who once played in the B4L league, but they want to see more progress. And the last 2 years, maybe he was 14. They want to see him 15, 16, 17. So this is why we are investing heavily in production this time. We encourage the kids. This is a participation, not just competition. Participation. So this is why you for cash prize. It's just to encourage them because teams spend a lot of money coming to these games, preparations and stuff. But our focus is production. We want to do like high level production for this. This is why the games will be on eyeball. We're gonna have it on eyeball and on video also. Like every game will be recorded, will be shared there. And then who knows, a team in Germany or somewhere else can see a kid playing for St. Mams in Bekama or maybe FBK for Farato. And then they can start following them, and then we give them that platform for the kids to showcase their talent. And of course, the national teams. Last time we invited the coach and the people involved to come and see these kids, and this time again we will send them an invitation to come and see them, and then we will be available to discuss to see how best we can help some of these kids, like all of them, to reach the next level.
Yeah. Che.
I think one of the organizations, I think he explained himself very well. Understand that? Yeah, and I can buy orientation and any question guy like that. But I'm good.
Si commence. Uncle Babu mu mel ni si background bi. So but Uncle Babu su fekkee mun naa on camera.
Dafa late ñu punish ko dafa late.
I will bring him in.
Not have monkey dance.
Wow, duga si na hamay si ko.
No, not pick pin. Don't pick pin.
Wow.
Right, look up boy the OSC Youth League.
Yeah.
So dañ ma dee wane sa koto boobu noonu ak glasses am yi xam nga moom moo dee eliminate players su la gisee rek your comportment is not good rek ma ñëw xool list bi rek ma ne hey yow doo play yow hayas gars yi dañ ma dee wane koto boobu noonu si league bi borom glasses yi suñ ne borom glasses yi rek baabu la su duggee si fil bi ndoo yi dañ ñoo dem laaw if they not well baabu
Boss,
welcome.
Thank you guys, thank you everyone. I think I am already late Lamunawa. It was rather unfortunate man balama don't receive link me feka apetang waja door, and then I was not also having Google Chrome to live in Apple and then Safari couldn't support this platform. So I have to download code, install code, that whole process and everything. But I don't have the opportunity to log in. I think it's a one-off, so we will have more of this, and then it will ease it next time. As Badara was mentioning when I was entering the last part of the discussion, I think it's of importance. We have things of this nature. Like always when I meet the teams, and then with the teams, that is exactly what I tell them. It's not about the monetary aspect of gain that you're going to get from these tournaments, but how do you also give hope to these young kids? Let's see it as a social project. It's not something that you will expect to pay salary for, or you expect to at least maybe some of the teams they're well established, and then their owners are not in the country, and then they want somebody to manage it for them. They might pay those people salary. But some of the teams, like Jarisu and the others, it's a social project where you will give hope to these young people. You don't know exactly who at the end of the day will benefit out from it. It might not necessarily be you or you directly. So, and it's the same kind of a mentality that we also want to install into this, not only the kids but also to their managers or to their team owners, because a lot of these people are also even though at the end of the day you want to get something out of it, but not this kind of a tournament that you will take these kids to express themselves or to show up their talents, due to the few privileged platforms that we have. I would call it privileged platforms, because I haven't seen a lot of them being utilized in the Gambia, even with the VO that was a hit stuff the last time we started using it. A lot of teams started using it, but at the end of the day, you get to realize they're not registering in the platform, so they're just doing it to record games and then export them from their files and use them as headlines, not knowing the VO also have its own platform that you can register, pay your subscription fee, where agents will be watching your games. A few teams that I saw using the VO and then discuss with them about how far are they monitoring their subscription in the platform, and then they reach out their comment section and so on. They'll be like, okay, no, we didn't register with any platform. We just have it to record games, in which the VO can do way more than that. And now we are coming with the eyeball. I think also an opportunity for some of these players we scouted through those platforms, and at the end of the day, will be a beneficiary to all of us. Yeah, so we are starting tomorrow, and hopefully we will have a very smooth one, because we are working in contact with all these team reps and then team owners with coaches to let them know this is your tournament. It's not us. We cannot host a tournament without teams. And then I know Badara already talked about it, but I'll come back again with it. When we first remove our form before the first 2 weeks, we just start 71 teams. So that alone was a little bit scary. And then we just have to, okay, no, we now need to move from 20. We were thinking of coming into 14, because we are only targeting the Easter before we start our league that we did the last time. But we are saying, okay, now let's push it to 24 at least to give more teams the chance. And funnily, some of the teams that we were even working with couldn't get a spot because the new teams were just rushing, you know, the money was just coming into the account. So at the end of the day, we just have to say, no, stop. We need to manage this, and then we see how best we're gonna. So because we also have to work with standard, because the same thing that we always cry for when it comes to not only youth football, but when it comes to football in general in the Gambia, what standards are we putting in place to make sure that it is monitored at the end of the day, the things that you want to gain from it, you at the end of the day have it. So in doing so, we definitely have to also work in accordance with standards. So we have to make sure that we put a halt to everything, put our house in order, invite the teams that invite, look into the registration process, and how do we also publicize it, because we said a team before participating in the league, you must register with any of the academic agencies. We are not doing that because we are working for the academic agency. We tell them we are doing that to make sure that things have to go in the standard way, that tomorrow, if there is any interest or any opportunity that you have to gain from this, at least you will have a document to back you that you are a registered and a standard academy that is operating, and not just operating because you have a little space in your corner, or a philanthropy throwing you with balls and jerseys that you just have to call yourself an academy. So, and then we also need to look into the scrutinization of the players as to their birth certificate, um, uh, as to their birth certificate and all other documents that you require in order to be able to have this. So it was just beyond having all these things. So that's something that stood out for us, and alhamdulillah, we are going smoothly with these teams. And hopefully when we start, I know we might not be able to desist from some of these issues, but at the end of the day, it's important that we definitely have to look into some of these things to make sure that things goes the way we want it. Yeah.
Yeah. Badara, you want to add anything?
Yeah, Luma Bugona Yokasi Yefi standard don't explain was when we started this, sometimes when you call for some of this league, people look at the opportunity and then they just go and put up teams and to come. And because one of the founding objectives in Bugona was to create standard for grassroots football. And then in doing that, you have to legalize a lot of stuff. So because then just on them, some of the conflicts that we were trying to avoid was like in helping these teams get standard. Uh, they have to be affiliated with whatever regulatory body is there. So we were able to achieve that from last year. And then players from, let's say, players come to play for a particular academy. They like these parental contracts and stuff. Parents need to consent in it. In as much as it is a social project, things happen very fast in football. Need Munna players a team fee for 2 years. Yange invest on the kid, maybe get the kid. Just the time that you're spending on training that kid, it, it's a lot of things. So then this is why I believe FIFA came up with this solidarity, whereby people, teams that train a kid at a particular age have the right to a certain compensation that they can. But you wouldn't be able to have that if you don't create that standard, whereby I'm the evidence like halabi player nala and stuff. So we have this team have those parental contracts to discuss with their parents, kids playing for them. Because you never know. Halamuna play in your team because maybe he's going to school in Brikama Primary School, spend 2 good 3 years in your academy. The next minute move na Senegal and then Generation Football Jambar gis nañ ko fa fat mu ngi met. Yo, what are your claims to the team Muslim players my team? And then maybe whatever training compensation bo muna am fufu nonu muna change the life of the people that started that, the life of that community and everything. So we help teams create that standard by getting them registered. Even recently, we're pushing for a lot of them to have their TMS. You're affiliated with the regional this thing. You don't have your center and stuff, but you are creating that time to train these kids wherever you are playing. You are getting them to play. These tournaments are very expensive beyond Yunsun tournament. And then the next minute, under 17 selection, I'm not selecting for team, and then maybe a big agent, sometimes there's no even trace net mom player na your academy. Like yo, yeah, train kukuno how to kick a ball, how to break a ball, how to pass a ball and stuff. So we believe people doing the work at the grassroots needs to be supported because they're doing God's work there, like protecting these kids from the street. Don't hear about a social project, but beyond that, the discipline, but they're putting skills in these kids. Can benefit their communities, can benefit the country. Like Yun, Jaris, I always love to call this. Yun Swing village tournament, get them this village, getting them final. But this year we had our kids in the team beyond Yun. They're playing for the team. They went to the final. The kids were exceptional because they've been playing continuous football for 2-3 years. You talk to some of them, they will give you the credit. They will say, hey, because of this, because Halayange play continuous football. And in the next minute, they're in the zonal team. Some of them are being scouted by first, second division teams. So, but if you don't create those standards for the grassroots teams, it's just going to be monkey walk, baboon eat. Then you'll play fee, and then you say if they're very brutal, these agents, they'll just come and just take them out.
Yeah. But yeah, was something. We argue about standards, legalities, and all these kind of things. It's interesting because I think football is an industry now. It's becoming an industry in the Gambia, and I used to work in the Gambia Standards Bureau. When I was in the Gambia, that's where I was working, and we have a lot of technical committees. Of course, we never have a technical committee on sports or mostly the services and materials and things like that. So what I can want and the way where football is heading to in the country is a very important sector. It's a very important industry. I believe if like maybe a technical committee on standardization on football should be set up on sports, not football. It should be set up so that we can start developing standards on these kind of things. How should an academy be set up? But like that, register as an academy. These are the things you have to meet. I don't know how it works. In the world of standardization, I don't think there is a technical committee on sports. I don't know, but maybe because every industry they try to create their own.
This is the small standards. You come to play for my academy. There is a membership form that you fill. The parents agree because you are a minor. That's an international standard, MUNFA. A parental consent if the kid is under 18. MUNFA, the parent assent to it and everything, Johe ID card. Come, these are the conditions. You put it on black and white. You have it, the parent, I'm copy, I'm copy. Because the time that you are spending and the kid is in, like, because most of these people are even doing this for free. You come get the form for free, you start playing. Sometimes coach DJ nobody even knows that they hand up like certain basic stuff. Because most of them it's the passion that they have. Most of 99% of This local grassroots team is passion. There's no monetary gain. It's the passion that they love for football and then community service. That's what they're doing it. And then so being started, that's what we've been helping most of this team achieve this. In terms of capacity building, we've organized a lot of trainings. We had like because of our partners in Frankfurt, even the Benio Gambia every year. Initially, it used to be Sunyewe, became trained in coaches in Sundi, but now we have expanded it. Last year, we partnered with Brikama, one of our major partners, and then it was good. We trained, I don't know, more than 30 coaches or so on basic coaching because we believe it's needed. This guy is a UEFA pro licensing coach. Train of a new body. And then we want to continue on some of these things beyond the football, beyond the other aspect, like capacity building for coaches. And then now we want to expand this. Community with the Girls Fellowship. We want to do most of these small things. We overlooked at them, but they're essential for growth, leadership training. We want to do more of it for these local teams, new capacities. We build their capacities, the coaches. We even referees. We had like referees. They were not first division, second division referees. They were just this Norwegian referees and third division. They came, they honed their skills through this tournament because we are giving them the platform. We're giving them transport reform. To, through the process, ascension. Before at the end of the league, we saw some of them officiating zonal games, second division games. And then we want to continue this collaboration also with the referee association because it's a grand build some confidence.
But another question more because mentioned again about the amount of teams you all on the Uncle Babu 71 teams new name register.
I think almost 78. Babu, check your list because we get updates every day. Almost 78.
Yeah, exactly. So you have a lot of teams coming, but then now going forward, it's a league. It's a league for, and then you want to continue this league. Is it gonna be every year now that teams in your register, or do you guys plan to have a like the structure of the league, and then so you have a maybe if need be you have a Division 2, and then the league. I don't know how you plan to work it out because the GFF also is something that I think that is what they started.
When we reached out to GFF, we told them I was there personally for that meeting. Like, why can't we work together? Have like a youth league. Recently, Gisna Senegal is having an official under-17 league. I think under their federation. So we want to continue on that conversation. From right now, so whole other tournaments can happen. A lot of people would miss out on some of those things. So this year we had like 78. So the need for grassroots football the demand is very high. So we want to continue doing this. Format we didn't change based on our reality. Maybe next year we're gonna have like an elimination. Next year, maybe we're gonna create like a certain standard. So right now it's like a process we're developing. We started with the under 15, like we had teams that played, but this year they couldn't meet the requirement to play for the under 17, or maybe time was not favoring them. And sometimes structural issues of most of these teams was a problem because some of these teams are not structured. So it was one of the things that we learned from the past league. And we are building that this under 17, Nyunko will move to the next level. So maybe before our next league, based on our realities, we will, like we do, we always discuss with teams. We set our standard, discuss with teams. Some of the things teams bring it up, or maybe, just do a little and like to take it to the next level. And we are open for collaboration, obviously. Recently, pilot on Bena in Basse, we were working with the Academy Association to do an under 17 league in Basse. And then we want to do this across the country. Funny enough, we have a team coming from Kiang, like LRR, to come and participate in the youth league, on this under 17 league. So who knows, because logistics is always a problem in as much as they want to do it. So we want to expand this across the country, maybe in various formats, how we can get a lot of teams take part in this league to create that standard, take it to the next level.
Yeah, definitely. But there's one thing. Every time people, they use this word grassroots. You are talking about under 17. So going to use it, so you need to hear grassroots football and talking about under 17 football because it's completely different. Grassroots is basically starting where the football starts for the youth players.
The lower ones.
Wow, the lower ones, yeah. But Gambia, we use that like anybody who's playing, who's not playing for the national team or who's not playing for the senior team is a grassroots football. And grassroots football Food is very, very important. They neglect, to be honest. They neglect as a country. That's why we tend to take the middle part of football as the grassroots side of
reality.
Well, Lula. But anyways, my mail get wrap up. So I chair buying na new, but my mail get wrap up. So buying anything lolo mo na share. Madam si Uncle Babu mu share ko then after we can call it the day. Uncle Babu.
No, one more. I am just a passerby. Anyway, just to throw in one thing. Yeah, when it comes to Gambian football, Gambian sport in general, yeah, we haven't get to a stage where we need to, come. Anyway, it's hard to put this away. Yeah, when it comes to Gambian football, we need more hands on deck. We need more hands on deck to to push the game to where to the level that we want to see it. We encounter a lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties, a lot of constraints when it comes to trying to trying to set up something or trying to start up something, especially on the side of football. For them, even to national team, you get to realize no matter how much you put in or you pump in, you push into, to try to standardize things. So yenen nations is so far say comme to guy feño ci scene bi rek da nga lay feel okay ñu ngi déssé lu bari. So with me level, but I know that door for the international scene. So to invite everybody to the league, publicity as much as possible to make sure that no one will not skip any game, and then we will make sure that we will make both the infield game and then the spectators and everyone keep safe in Birkama to make sure that we support youth basically. Trying to create any form of balance and anything. From there, I just, because I was late, so let me just stop there and then Badara will do the general roundup and then, yeah.
All right. Badara, take it from there.
Yeah, Chama, I think this is good. Like I always tell you guys, this conversation is good. When you have, sometimes maybe you feel, you get frustrated that you're not seeing the change that you want instantly. But development more progress. Sometimes when you say certain things, you don't know the impact that it is making. And you don't know, someone somewhere is getting inspired, is doing things, sometimes on a personal level, some of the people that inspired me or some of the things that inspired me. Those are little things, moments that you don't, like maybe wouldn't be out there in the public, or maybe you didn't even know you've inspired me. Maybe it will be after 10 years that we will have the opportunity to talk and I tell you. So it's good what we're doing. And then I'm not going to go ahead. So in sports, we need all hands on deck. Sports, I'm not dollar. It has the potential to change a lot of things for the Gambia. And then like these things, the ozone is big for everybody to swim, like go to whatever Padulio can. So if we continue doing this, I think it's good. And then having the support of the private sector, the authorities, and this is good. This is for everybody. And then those in position encourage the people coming up, having interest to do this. It's nothing selfish here. Everybody, so like I said, 99% of the people investing in football starts with passion. Like business, you give the opportunity and then they're cashing on. But traditionally, so most of the people in sports or most of the teams, it started as a social project. People that want to bring change to their community. And you give boy and you get them skills, they're loitering in the street, you put them together to form a team. Or maybe you see crime rising in the community or stuff, and then you put them. And then so to the school sports, navigate into that. I want our authorities to know, to see the need to support the school sports. Because football they started come now don't the grassroots, right? That is the core of grassroots football. And then if we are able to support that, it will be ready-made. Like we say, you see Senegal, their kids from the under 13, 15. It's not accidental. It's like a process. Like Yeah, he just been a captain, captain team since under 13 to participate in the school tournament, then under 15, then under 17. Look, then I can establish player already, even before you. Sometimes we're used to seeing these kids so much so that then they don't even graduate or like they don't even age. Like like 5-6 years new play for various categories of the national team. So let's invest in school sports. Let's invest also in the grassroots. I know sometimes you understand some boy they don't even do 2, 3, 4 passes. You don't train people when they are 17 to do that. It starts from the grassroots. You train them to do some of those things, those thought process on how to do certain things at that level. So then when they reach certain level, it's easy. We see the potential is there, the talent is there, but how do you harness these things? Europe, because of the mentality is not there. A whole lot of things missing pieces. Grass would be well, maybe at a junior category, because like this saying, it's always easy to bend the iron at certain stage. Right? So they maybe certain form. No, you cannot. But let's continue on this conversation with us, with other people that are interested in football development, and especially in the grassroots stakeholders. Have this conversation going on. Eventually, we will be able to produce a lot of Yankuba Mintehs, a lot of Adama Bojangs. They will, beyond the football aspect, they will take our country to the next level. Beginning with you mentioned what Sadio is doing. He's the most known Senegalese citizen, maybe even more than Yusundur. So we can have that. The Yankuba will represent Gambia. It's like he potentially the most known Gambian today. Football more so if we can the potential in the Gambia, if we can harness it, then we're gonna have a lot of those things, and then we're gonna a lot of change for the Gambia. Thank you.
Yeah, I got some camera battery beside them down. But anyways, Badara, Uncle Babu, getting in Jeff for coming and sharing your plans with the youth league and of course with the girls. So we are wishing you all the best with the journey, and of course with the youth league. Is very important. But Uncle Babu want to say something important. Violence, because football mom, fun at the end of the day. But of course, it's a competitive fun. And hopefully it will be that when the youth league start and ends. Wishing you guys all the best. Thank you very much for coming and joining us on the Jollof Football Bantaba platform today. I'm not like delaying a little bit because of time. We must start Bantabit but thank you very much for coming on board. So I will catch you guys maybe hopefully during the course of the season or at the end of the season we will have you again to discuss more about this. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So my guy, we had a couple of topics to discuss as well. But unfortunately, I think I'm running out of time. It's a bit late. So during the course of the week, that will be Tuesday, I will do the weekend recap. And when I'm doing the weekend recap, we will discuss that. So if you have been with us throughout this, thank you very much for coming on board. We will catch you guys on the next Gambia football show. Getting in my guy. Goodbye.